I have a question for you. What is the most failed prophecy in the world? People have been making predictions about future for centuries. And whether you believe in God or not, one keeps failing again and again. And this might surprise you. It isn't in the Bible. It isn't in the Quran. It isn't in any sacred book at all. And it's the prediction that as science advanced, belief in God would simply disappear, and humanity would finally become happier and more fulfilled. And I know that prediction personally. I grew up in communist Yugoslavia, and I remember being repeatedly told that once I understood science, I would outgrow belief in God. Religion, they said, was something people believed before they understood how the world worked. And that prediction is over 200 years old. And for a long time, this idea stayed in books and classrooms. Then it moved into culture. And it reached millions through a song. In 1971, John Lennon released a song called Imagine. And it became one of the most famous and influential songs of all time. And through that song, Lennon invited his generation to imagine what he believed would be a better world. A world with no heaven, no hell, and no religion. A world without God. And the promise was clear. If we remove God, the world becomes more peaceful, more united, and more humane. No division, no wars, nothing to fight over. And the song sparked optimism and the belief that life without God would be freer and better. A few decades later, that same promise returned, and this time through Richard Dawkins, one of the most well-known and celebrated scientists and atheists of our time. And in the years following 9/11, Dawkins was confident religion was finally coming to an end. He maintained that belief in God was simply a leftover from humanity's past. And as science advanced and education improved, faith would no longer be necessary. And for Dawkins, the equation was simple. More science and more technology, less need for God. And for a moment, it looked like that future had arrived. Technology moved fast, really fast. In 2007, the first iPhone was introduced. It marked the beginning of a new digital era. Smartphones went everywhere. Information became instant, connection became constant, and we became the most technologically advanced civilization in human history. This was the moment when the prediction should come true. If God was going to disappear, this was supposed to be the moment. But instead of becoming happier and more fulfilled, something else followed. Loneliness increased, anxiety rose, depression surged, especially among teenagers and especially among young girls. Even major news outlets have reported that since the early 2010s, anxiety, depression, and suicide among teenagers have risen sharply, especially among young girls. Now, this doesn't mean technology is evil. It only exposed a deeper problem within us. Unlike the promise, more technology didn't mean less God. It meant more isolation, more loneliness, and for many people, a deeper awareness that something is missing. And here is the twist. The technology that was supposed to erase our need for God is now revealing how strong that need still is. Based on global search trends, more than 200 times every second, someone, somewhere in the world, is asking Google about God. Is God real? Does God exist? Why do I feel God is real? And the answers vary, but the question refuses to go away. Technology didn't remove our need for meaning. It only revealed how deep that need really is. Animals are driven by survival. Human beings are driven by questions. Who am I? Does my life matter? Is there more to life than this? And even when life looks good on the outside, that feeling that something is missing keeps coming back. Christian author C.S. Lewis had a name for this. He called it a humming instinct, a deep longing that nothing in this world ever fully satisfies. And Lewis argued that this longing isn't just something biology can explain. It's a clue, a sign that we are made for something more than this world alone can offer. And this isn't just intellectual or abstract, it's personal. And you see that in the Gospel of John. In the Gospel of John, Jesus meets a woman at a well. She comes there day after day to draw water that temporarily quenches her thirst, but never lasts. And Jesus says something simple and profound. Everyone who drinks this water will be thirsty again. In other words, you can keep coming back, keep refilling, keep chasing the next thing, and it will never be enough. And then he offers something different and something better. The water I give, he says, will become a spring within you, a source of life that doesn't run dry. And Jesus isn't just talking about physical thirst. He's talking about that deeper thirst for meaning, for purpose, for being known, for being whole. And he promises a water that doesn't just satisfy for a moment, but quenches the deep thirst that keeps bringing us back again and again. And maybe that's why God won't go away, because that thirst doesn't go away. And if you feel there is more to life than just the here and now, if you sense an emptiness you have tried to fill with success, relationships, pleasure, or distractions, and it hasn't worked, maybe that longing is worth taking seriously. You don't need certainty, and you don't need all the answers, but you can be honest about your thirst. And if you're willing, come to the well, because Jesus doesn't just offer philosophical ideas. He offers living water, and you can see for yourself whether the water he offers is real.